Hello everyone, Catweazle here. Welcome back to Arkham Horror, the woods so dark and deep. Right, so quick recap of the last turn. Well, I made a right mess of the last turn. Well, not that much of one. It was just the combat with Zoey against the formless spawn, the ghoul, and that's what I messed up. It was fine from then on. Of course, what I did first is we did have an environment card, heat wave, and that was -1 on fight. So I should have took an extra one off, which I did do, and then I moved the ghouls, the combat dice against the ghoul from 7 to 6, and the combat dice for the formless spawn from 6 to 5. And then I had a brain spasm and thought, like, I had to take another dice off, which I didn't. But fortunately I caught that in editing, so the third rerun I did of it I was able to take out, because actually the second rerun was the correct one. So we did pass that. As part of that, I've given Zoey 2 stamina back, because in the third rerun she did lose one of the combat rounds against the formless spawn before she managed to kill it the round after that, because she got 2 6s with a shotgun, which was pretty good. But anyway, that aside, because it was wrong, I took it out. That's that all explained. Other than that, what we've ended up with is we've got Jenny at the Black Cave. Zoe's still in the Merchant District, though she's been joined by Byakhee. And we've got Ashcan at the Curiosity Shoppe, and Rex is at Independence Square. The first player marker is moving from Zoey to Jenny. So what we'll do now is we'll go across and do the upkeep phase. Here's Jenny, she's first up. And first of all, as per Rex completing his personal story, that means the first player gets a clue token. So she's first player this turn, so she gets a clue token, so she's up to 6. She can't get to the unvisited isle at the moment, and even if she did, she'll end up going in the gate. So what I think we're going to do is we're going to let somebody else close that gate first. We should be able to keep the terror track down, so hopefully she'll be able to complete a personal story, but it might take a few turns. Right, other than that, what she's going to do? Well, we need to start closing some gates. And she's not too far away from the Witch Gate. It is guarded by a fire vampire and a goat spawn. But I'm thinking she can take them on. I think she's the kind of girl who'll be able to take care of those and then head off into the Witch House Gate and try and close it. So that's what she's going to do this turn. She's not going to seal it, because she has to keep the clues for, obviously, for a personal story. But I don't like having so many gates open, so I'm going to try and seal it. Close it. Right, so are we going to change any of her focus? No, we're not going to change any of her focus, but we do have to roll for a bank loan. So we get $1 for the trust fund. So she's up to 2. But we have to see whether she'll have to pay one of those dollars back to the bank. And she rolls a 6, so she doesn't. So she's up to $2, that's fine. Okay, so that's it for Jenny. And next up is Ashcan Pete. Here we are with Ashcan. What we're going to do with Ashcan, he's still got $6. And I'm getting, like, well, I'm just going to be bloody minded now. He's going to stay at the Curiosity Shoppe, and he's going to go through 3 more unique items. There has to be an Elder Sign in there somewhere. I think there's 4 of them, and there's no way, after going through, how many have we gone through? We must have gone through about 15, that there isn't one in there. So he's just going to stay for one last turn. If you don't get one, we'll see if you can get something else that's useful. But we're just going to give it one last go. He wouldn't have stayed this turn, but for that Byakhee. Because he goes before Zoey, he would have had to go through the merchant district to get to the gate. I would have sent him in the unvisited isle gate, but the Byakhee's got -2 on its evade and stuff like that, and I'd have just been messing around. So I'm going to let Zoey take care of the Byakhee. He's going to like raid the Curiosity Shop again and hopefully get an Elder Sign this turn, and then next turn he can look to shut the unvisited isle gate. So that's what we're going to do with him. And right, yep, that's it for... We're not going to change anything on Ashcan Pete. So next up is Rex. And here we are with Rex. First things about Rex is I had a bit of a query about him going from being cursed to blessed. Normally what happens is when you're cursed and you get a blessing, it merely cancels out the curse, so you sort of go back to normal. The reason I haven't done that, I have looked online and I haven't seen anything specific anyway, but the reason I've done that is actually because of the wording of the pass condition. It says, if Rex is at the newspaper during the upkeep phase, he spends 10 extra clues to place extra in play, which is what we did. And that actually says Rex gains $5 and is immediately blessed. And it's just the way it is worded. That is, it says blessing. So even though he's got a curse, it says he must be blessed. There's plenty of room on the card. It doesn't say Rex gains $5 and is immediately blessed unless he is still cursed. It says he's just immediately blessed. So I'm just... The way I read that, and the way I know that cards are done in Arkham Horror, there are a few cards that are a bit, you know, you're not sure what they're going on about. But generally, you go on exactly what the card says, and it says he must be immediately blessed. So that's what I've done. I have looked on Board Game Geek, and I have looked on FFG's website, but I haven't seen anything specific to that to say that isn't what happens. So, but if anybody, you know, wants to put in the comments, you know, a link to somewhere where it does, then I'll hold my hands up and I will take the blessing off him. But as it stands at the moment, I'm sure that he remains blessed. Right, so what's he going to do? He's at Independence Square at the moment. What he's going to do is he's got $12 and he's going to go at the Curiosity Shop as well. Because if Ashcan Pete doesn't get an Elder Sign, he's going to get an Elder Sign. And the way, I'm feeling about it, he's going to camp out in the Curiosity Shop till we get one. Because I want one, and we're going to have one, and I will not be denied. So he might be there 2 turns. I don't care if I lose the game. But yeah, he's going to try. If we're going to look at 6 cards, we must get at least one. I know I've been saying that for about 4 turns now, but it's got to happen. So he's going to go 1, 2. He's going to go 3. Unfortunately, that means he can't use Cult the Ghoul or the Book of Daizan. But I want a couple of those Elder Signs, or at least one. We've got to, we need something to knock the Doom Trap down. And the amount of unique items we've looked at, they must be there. So we're going to look. So that's what he's going to do. And, right, next up, after Rex Murphy, is Zoey Samaras. All that talk about Rex's blessing, then I didn't do the thing for it, did I? Right, okay, he's got a roll for it. So, come on, Rexy. He gets a 2. Ooh, only just. Right, so he does keep his blessing. Right, so next up is Zoey Samaras. Here we are with Zoey, and what an absolute beast she is. She's absolutely amazing, man. Even in that turn that I edited out, she still won, and she was a dice light on each monster that she fought. The woman is just amazing. But what I have done is I have given her a 2 stamina back that I took off incorrectly during that last combat that I didn't have to redo. Right, so what's she going to do? Well, she's going to have to fight the Byakhee, and that's just the end of it. But she's, like, obviously make her... I can't see her having any problems with it, to be perfectly honest. But it does mean that she's stuck in the merchant district and won't be able to move. So that's just the way it is. I suppose she could sneak past it, but I want to keep the monster numbers down, and it's a -2 to sneak past the Byakhee. So, mind you, let's have a think. Let's have a little think. It's -2, but oh, she's only got 1 focus anyway, so I'd make a 2. She's got +1 sneak off Ryan, that's 3. She'd get 1 dice. She'd get 1 dice to try and get past it, but we're not going to bother with that, I don't think. No, we won't bother with that. What we will bother with, though, is we will use the healing stone, and we will give her another sanity. So she's up to 3. She can have 4 now, remember, because she finally did her personal story. But she's knocked her sanity back up to 3. Right, that's it, I think. And now we'll go on to the movement phase. And here we are at the movement phase. She's going to be busy again, I fear. So first up is Jenny. She's going to go 1, 2, 3, and she's going to bump into the fire vampire and the goat spawn. First one she's going to take on is going to be the goat spawn, the fire vampire, because there's no horror check, and it's just -2 on the combat check. So we'll put that there. Right. So her fight is 3. She's got the ritual blade, which is +2, so that's 5. I'm wondering whether to cast Wither. Why not? We'll cast Wither as well. So we'll cast Wither first. Casting modifier +0. Sanity cost 0. She's got 4 law. And she passes. So she's now cast Wither. Oh, hang on. I was wrong about Wither before. I've just read it. I don't know if you can see that because I'm stood in front of the camera, but it is combat checks until the end of the combat, so I can only use it against this fire vampire. But she's got steel life as well, so she'll use that on the goat spawn. Right, so she casted that, so that's +3. +3 fight anyway, 6. Plus a ritual blade, which is one-handed, is 8. -2, that's 6. We've got no stupid environment card, so she's got 6 dice. But she does need 2 successes because we're up against shove. She gets 1 success. We would lose 2. I don't want to. Right. Okay, we can afford to use 1 clue. So she's going to use 1 clue, see if she can get a success. Go on. Ah, no. Right, she's going to lose it then. I've got to keep 5 clues. I've definitely got to keep 5 clues. So she's going to lose 2 stamina. Oh, it's not rolling as well as Zoey did. So 6 dice again. Oh God, I'm sick of it coming out. Why is it suddenly started doing this? And I failed again. And she's in the hospital. So there we go. Just unluckiness with it bouncing out. Into the hospital she goes. Well, at least we didn't spend any more clue tokens. So she's into the hospital. Let's get her back up to 4. And she has to draw an injury card. It's a bit like Marine, the last game. There seems to be one investigator who can't seem to cut the mustard. Right, so let's see. She must have been thinking about Isabel. Head wound, -1 law. Oh, this is a bad one. It's a bad one. We wanted her to cast spells and stuff. You cannot spend more than 2 clue tokens to add to any law check. Right, well that's just to law checks. You can spend more than 2 clue tokens to close a gate, for example. But -1 law's a bit grim. Oh dear me. Right, so got nowhere near shutting a gate, have we? And we haven't killed one of the weakest monsters on the board. Poor show. Alright, next up, Ashcan Pete. And Ashcan Pete's going to stay in the Curiosity Shop, so he's not moving anywhere. He's got nothing to spend movement points on. So we'll just leave it like that. I don't think he can use... Let's just check this. Members of the book club, sorry. Anytime either you or your partner attempts to use a tome, the other may... Yeah. Rex, I'd need to try and use the tome because he's got the tome. So... it won't work for Ashcan. I should have given him all to Ashcan because he'd go first, wouldn't he, with him? But, never mind. Right, so he's just going to stay there. Next up is Rex Murphy. And Rex going to join him. So, 1, 2, 3. And they're going to have one last go against getting an elder sign. And last up is Zoey. And Zoey's just going to take this guy on and show Jenny how it's done. Whoop, knocking the environment card over. Right. -1 on the horror check. She has 3 will. Oh, she has +1 will from Ryan Dean as well, so that's 4. And she's also going to exhaust the Courageous Inspirations for an extra +1. So she's going to get 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She does it easy. You seem to roll better when it's Zoey doing it. Right, so she's passed the horror check. She needs 2 successes. It's +0, the combat check. So she's got 2 fight, she's got a shotgun, which is +4, that's 6. There's nothing else. Yeah, that's 6 dice. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Needs 2 successes, because it's shub. Oh, golly. Oh, we didn't even get a 6, did we? So, that is, she loses 2. Because she hasn't got any clue tokens, so she's lost 2 stamina and goes again. Come on, Zoey. She gets a 6, that's good enough. She's got the shotgun, counts as 2 successes. So they were nearly together there. The pair of them were nearly in the hospital, but we do get 1 stand back. So if we do get a gate opening, at least we've got enough stands. Right, we haven't got enough stands for a surge, but we've got enough stands for a gate. It seems we get 2 monsters each time. Okay, well done, Zoey. In the end. Right, that's it for the movement phase. Next up is the Arkham encounter phase. And here we are at the Arkham encounter phase. May as well keep it the same as it is. Right, who's up first? Well, it's Jenny. And Jenny's going to have a hospital encounter, because that's where she's ended up after not doing so well against the fire vampire. Let's see what sort of card we get. Let's give him a cut. And St Mary's Hospital. Nurse Sharon slips something into your hand while the doctor isn't looking. Pass a sneak -1 check to keep anyone else from noticing. Right, what's a sneak? A sneak's 1. Does she get any sneak from anywhere else? No, so she fails it. So let's hope it's not bad. If you fail, an orderly takes it away from you and you gain nothing. So there we go. So at least it wasn't anything bad. But we failed to get a spell. Next up, Ashcan Pete. Right. Come on. First up, an enchanted blade. Well, at least there's something worth buying with this $6. Right, enchanted blade. Next up is, yes, an Elder Sign at bleeding last. And we've got to turn the last one up. Don't be another Elder Sign, it wasn't. It's an ancient tablet. Right, so I'm going to put the ancient tablet on the bottom because there's a... Oh, he should have checked the bottom, shouldn't he? But we just... Yeah, it was that gate box. We don't want that. So I'm going to put the ancient tablet on the bottom. Well, it doesn't really matter, does it? Because it's going to be whatever... Whoop, let's see that. It's going to be whatever Rex puts on when he looks in a moment. Right, Elder Sign. So we can get into the unvisited aisle and get it shut. Spend $5 first though. So there's his $5, and at last we've got an Elder Sign. About bloody time. Right, next up, same drill. This time it's Rex. And you know what? Quickly before we do that, Rex is owed $2 because he's got a retainer. And though I rolled for his blessing, I forgot to roll for his retainer, didn't I? So let's just do that now. Blue dice, isn't it? He's blessed. Yeah, keeps his retainer. But obviously I should have done that at the upkeep phase. Right, back to normal. Right, here we go. Pull that out. There's another enchanted blade, so we've lost both of those. Both of those are now gone through. A cryptozoology collection. Oh, this is one from the King in Yellow that the scenario tells you to put in. Any phase, exhaust before making evade, horror, spell or combat check to gain +1 to that check. Oh, it's just an exhaust as well. $4. That's not bad, because that's +1 on any of those 4 checks. So that could be well worth it. Whoop. Come on, and yes! Another Elder Sign, at last. Makes up for poor old Jenny. So, but cryptozoology, that's going right on the bottom. Because that's quite good. To have an opportunity to +1 all those. We'll put that on the bottom. Right. That goes back in there. Okay. Elder Sign, paid $5. Where is he? It's here. It's $5. Supply, and he's got an Elder Sign now. So I think, yeah, we'll get Ashcan Pete will go in the unvisited aisle, and I think Rex is going to head towards the witch house or the woods, one of those two, and try and get through. Right, 2 Elder Signs, yes. Okay, last up is Zoey. And she's not going to have an encounter because obviously she's still in the Merchant District streets. Okay, nobody's in another world because poor old Jenny wasn't able to get there thanks to the fire vampire. So next up, it is the Mythos phase. Here we are at the Mythos phase. The Deck of Doom. What we got this time? Black Cave, Surge Gate, but fortunately there isn't a seal there, so it doesn't matter. It's just like a normal gate. So, but we have got a few gates. We've got 4 gates open now, and obviously we're getting another Doom token, so we're up to 6. but we've got 2 elder signs to knock them down. So what I'm going to do this time though is make sure I put the gate and the monsters out first, rather than remembering halfway through when I'm doing other stuff. Right, so there's the gate. First monster, out the normal bag, is... what do we get? Go on. A Yithian. Yeah, we love them. Oh, what a pain they are. Right. Oh, it's just failed a horror check. I'm getting them mixed up with a Loigo. They're not too bad then. Right. And now the horrible hexagon bag. And we get... oh, another goat spawn. They don't seem too bad. Goat spawns all over the shop. Right, but that hasn't worked out too bad, I don't think. Okay, let's have a look at the rest of the card. We get, because it's a surge gate, we get clues at the Unnameable and the Historical Society. So that's pretty cool. One at the Unnameable and one at the Historical Society. So there's 2 there. Useful. Perhaps Jenny could get there. Right, so monster movement. We've got circles. Well, we killed that, just the Byakhee. I don't think we've got anything else. No. Squares and diamonds. No, we've got crescent moons and a star, and oh, we do have a triangle, but other than that, no, that's it. Right, it's a headline. Pets and wildlife mutilated. Monsters must be on the prowl. A monster appears at the Merchant District streets and the Southside streets. Oh, except they don't. We've run out of monster stands, so that means they go into the outskirts. I think these come out of the normal cup. Yes, it's just to do with gates when you use the hexagon cup. Yeah, monsters coming out of a gate and monsters in a monster surge coming out of a gate. So just a normal card like this is just the normal monsters. So another 2 monsters that are going to go into the outskirts. The Terror Track is looking grim. Right, and the Tinderloss. And the other one that's going into the outskirts is Occultist. Right, so there's 3 now in the outskirts. Okay, so that was a very good turn because we got 2 Elder Signs. A bit annoyed that Jenny couldn't kill those 2 monsters at the witch house. Even Zoey had a bit of a struggle with the Byakhee. That's the thing with this, you know, just 1 extra toughness. It just makes it just that little bit harder. Right, but we have got 2 Elder Signs. What I'm thinking of now is, unfortunately, bloody Jenny's only got 3 speed. She'd had 4 speed, she could have got to the Unvisited Isle as well. And somebody could perhaps have handed over an Elder Sign. But perhaps she'll just move 1 to Uptown, take advantage of this estate sale card, I think, and do that. Oh, mind you, she's only got $2, so that's not really worth it either. So we might see if she can get past the Maniac, at least. So or something. But it looks like the Terror Track's going up, so we might have to be a bit quick in getting her to the Unvisited Isle. Well, I'll consider that for next turn. Okie dokie. So anyway, thanks very much for subscribing, for watching, for all the views and for all the comments. Much appreciated. And I hope you'll join me next time for what will be, what is it? Turn 6 of Arkham Horror. The Woods So Dark and Deep. Until then, this is Catweazle signing off. Toodaloo.